Greetings, GameCola faithful, and welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Warrior. Last time we died twice and started exploring some caves. And we bought ourselves a hand axe, and our next goal is to see if we can, well, first we should probably save now that we bought a new piece of equipment, and then after that, continue delving deeper into the cave.
That makes sense. Save at the start of a session, not at the end of the old one.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We revel in the unstructured nature.
Man, I remember learning the concept of like, oh, you should use the tent before you save. that had to be like learned at some point.
I so very rarely ever make use of like the sleeping bags or tents in the few Final Fantasy games I've played. I almost never make use of those items. I just stay within reach of a town where I can just go back and heal up, and they just accumulate in my inventory as I find them.
I think the spot where it like really hit me was in Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 4 on Mount Ordeals, where you save like right before fighting, what was his name, Mylon?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no.
It's been long enough that I can't remember the specific name, but yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, like you go up to the top of the mountain and there's a save spot, and like then you fight a boss. And that, like, I kept dying at the boss, and so it kept being like, reload, use the tent. Go fight the guy, die, reload, go use the tent. It's like, yeah, maybe I should have just used the tent first.
Yeah.
Right?
I have 449 experience. Also, I figured out what the change in music is here in this castle. It does add some extra bars to the song. That little doodaloo 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 doo is different on this floor. It's not present in the lower floor of the castle, but they change the pulse width of the audio channel. So the square wave that's being made, to get a little technical, is narrower. The duty cycle is 25% instead of 50%.
Right.
Now, when you say duty cycle, is that the duty cycle?
That's effectively what it is. It's what percentage of the audio waveform is on and what percentage is off. So you can vary that to change the sort of roundness, I guess you could say, despite the fact that it's a square waveform, to change the roundness of the sound, if that makes sense. So that's what they changed. It's not quite pitch. In the caves, I think it is pitch as you go deeper. But in the castle, they changed the duty cycle of the sort of lead instrument there. From all the listening I've been doing while I've been editing, I was like, that's what they're doing. But that's such an interesting choice. I really like that decision to make subtle little variations in the music.
Another wasted excellent move.
It's all the Drakis. We really have it out for the Drakis.
It is interesting to see you're definitely doing way more damage, right? That like you were doing like 9 and now you're doing 13.
See, the thing is, I was so busy talking that I was not paying attention to my... I am such a bad RPG player. I'm not paying attention to my numbers. Oh yeah, reduced by 9, and this is a really, really tanky enemy here. Okay, yeah, definitely like 3 or 4 points on average more damage.
Yeah.
Very nice. Just that little bit of extra... Get me that little bit of extra survivability. Ooh, let's see how we do against the skeleton. Normally these guys are... Oh, by 10 points.
Double digits.
Can I defeat this guy in 3 hits? Oh, no, not quite.
I feel like the true test of whether you're ready to start exploring the lower layer of this dungeon is if you don't need to heal on the way there.
Maybe so. Well, then I'm not quite ready yet, based on this.
But I feel like last time you had to heal twice, right?
I think so,
No,
yeah,
maybe
because I
you're
was
about
down
to.
low enough. And these magicians as well, casting hurt, are really. Ugh,
Oh, come on.
jeez.
Hey, it's XP.
It
It's
is
gold.
XP. Yeah, and it's gold. That's true. We got a ways to go before we'll be able to afford any of the new equipment.
Like, that is the one, well, not the one good thing, but one good thing about this game
Oh.
and the way things are balanced. Nice.
Nice. There
Yeah.
was a good, excellent move there.
That even if you keep getting hit with random encounters, like, it's okay because it's saving you from deliberately grinding.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Unless it's a slime that immediately runs away, in which case I get nothing. Good day, sir. I forgot to buy an extra
yeah.
torch, but that's all right. We have one.
I feel like you're fine. Yeah.
They haven't run
As long
out
as
yet.
it doesn't go out on you, as long as you don't stay in here that long.
Yep.
Well, even then, you have the map now, so you can probably navigate yourself back in total darkness.
I think so. Like it's actually a relatively like you actually basically just kind of hug exterior walls to get on the path to and from the entrance to the second floor staircase is actually relatively straightforward once you know the general path. And that is not it.
So the fun thing is, you know, we're exploring this cave because it's so far an acceptable enough difficulty for where we are in terms of level and equipment. But we don't actually know, like, I mean, some of us have played this before, but we ostensibly don't know what's in here, why we are in here. It is just because we can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why climb Mount Everest? Well, because it's there.
Exactly.
So, I noticed that we seem to have a guest, perhaps? Is that,
Do we?
Well, we have a muted guest in our
Yes.
Yes.
little
If the guest
conversation
wants
here.
to
Whether it's
be-
deliberate or not, hard to tell.
Yeah, if the guest wants to be introduced, or we can cut this, is fine. I'm assuming that's implying that the guest will remain muted, which is fine
Okay.
when we can cut this. But yes,
Yeah, hello.
Hey!
Hello.
Hello.
Just passing by and I saw you were playing, so
Yeah, welcome to the video.
Yeah. Say hello to you
oh
two.
yeah,
hello
I guess
everyone.
that's a good point. Is that we'll have to get it out of the backup recording.
That'll
Which
be
is-
fine. For the most part, the Discord recording has actually been easy
Oh
because
yeah, yours. Yeah.
because Discord I think does some interesting things on the back end to try and make it so that people talking in rapid sequence don't overlap each other. And so it
Hmm.
almost ends up making the final audio sound better than if I just take the raw recordings and splice them, believe it or not. So for the most part, I've just been sticking with the raw Discord audio, except for, you know, places where words get cut off or if there's people talking over each other and I want to forget how the
And you-
stairs work.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've talked to that stairs several times now.
Yep, it's a bad habit of mine. I'm just, you know, I'm so lonely here in this cave.
Go get your free gold.
Yep. Oh, that's true. My free 14 gold. Oh,
And maybe
17.
post
17.
Wow. Generous.
Maybe push
today.
around a little bit and see what else is in here. Because you can at least expand your map a little bit. This is another thing that creeped me out as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen this enemy in other games, and I think
That wasn't so bad.
it's kind of a, I don't know, it's a very strange enemy design. Okay, let's go this way. I haven't gone this way yet. So, drawing out my map here. Okay, nothing in this direction. Hasn't really gotten
Cozy
us
little
anywhere.
nook, right? Great place to go die.
Yeah, agreed. What was it? Oh, this is a real kind of callback here, but it was like it was the Metroid podcast where you're saying, you know, the best thing, my favorite thing about this area is that you know that if you die, no one will ever find you or hear from you again.
It's all about atmosphere, you know.
Yep. That was one of my. Oh, okay. Up here we got this, and there's something up there in that corner. Okay, go that way.
They tricked you.
Yep. All right, a droll. Okay, he's not doing terribly much damage. That being
Things
said,
like
I
this
am.
are always one of two things. It's either like this is the not so bad enemy who's kind of a breather from all of the other really intense ones, or this is the one that causes you to let your guard down and then murderizes you.
Yeah. Which.
Yeah, because he's still giving you the like increased gold of like the lower level enemies without like actually having, you know. The
Yeah.
different-
Now, do we want to go left and try and claim that treasure chest that's just right there?
I do want to get that one, but I'm trying to map out the way to get there. I think I might have
I
missed.
think you can just go left because you haven't
Can I
gone left
really?
yet, and it's not accessible from down.
This is okay. We got a skeleton here. All right. Excellent move.
Hey, there we go.
Wow, an excellent
what?
move was not enough to defeat it in one shot. Oh,
Yeah,
but two
almost,
hits.
almost.
You needed a superlative move.
I see. All right, we're healed up. We still got a decent amount of MP here. Aha!
Ooh,
Two
wow.
chests. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me mark these down because these might come back. Boom, boom. Very nice. What
Hopefully.
is in chest number 1? I found a new torch. Excellent. The fighter's
Oh, the
ring.
fighter's ring,
Ooh.
wow.
So before you put it on, look
Yes.
at your status and look at your stats.
Status. Okay, we've got 21 strength, 20
21,
agility,
36,
46, 29, 36, and 26. I'm thinking those last two are going to be what's important here. 36 and 26. Oop. Okay, fighter's ring. Put on the fighter's ring. I wonder if this overrides the dragon's scale.
No, it's still
It is
showing all the same
unchanged.
numbers. Interesting. I wonder.
That's unusual. Well, let's get into a fight and see if anything's different.
Yeah, does it, ooh.
A
what
Drakima.
Wow. I do like this color,
Yeah, this is a great color.
Yep.
because it's not quite the same white as, like, the actual white, right? It's,
Yeah,
like, cream
It's
color.
kind of cream colored, yeah. I'm surprised we couldn't see him coming from a mile away. He's like fluorescent.
He's, like, glowing down there. Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
So is it okay? We took a big hit there.
So, yeah, does the fighter's ring maybe increase your critical hit rate or something?
So I'm reading up on it now, and it looks like it's bugged.
I was thinking it
What?
might be. Does
It's
it just not work?
It's supposed to add +2 to strength.
Okay.
But the remake fixes it, and this is not the remake.
Oh dear.
And
The like Super
QA
Nintendo
hours.
version.
Well, I mean, it's been remade a couple times,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the
Like
Super
there was a Game Boy
Nintendo.
Color version.
Is that really a remake or more of a port? I guess. I guess
I
then you
wanna
could say the
say-
same about the Super Nintendo version.
Well, yeah, I guess remake isn't necessarily the right word for it. I mean,
there's an entire like spectrum of it, really. Like, you know, what is a remaster? What is a port? What is a remake? It's kind of a sliding scale, really. All right, boy, I am running into a lot of droll. This is
fine.
becoming
They're,
this is becoming droll.
As long as you can make it out, you'll be fine, because you've actually got quite a lot of gold.
I do have a lot of gold. It's not enough to buy anything yet. Oh my gosh.
ooh, definitely want to heal up though, because
Yeah.
you get ambushed by one of the Warlock Deluxes, and then goodbye.
Yeah. I think I can take him out first, though. All right. And I do have 4 herbs as well to use.
Okay. Yeah, we should be fine.
Okay, 20.
I don't know. I always like having, for me, once the MP runs out, I run out.
Yeah. Ouch. All right, we're going to use an herb. The herbs seem to heal a significant amount more than the heal spell is also something I've noticed. Excellent move. That was a good time for that. All right, let's get out of here.
Because the other benefit of still having MP isn't just healing, but you can still use the sleep spell.
That is a good point. All right, now we're back up here, and I can navigate my way out. I'm going to ask this question here. Oh, man, I got an excellent move, but it dodged. Wow.
Yikes.
No, it didn't dodge. It is dodging.
It is dodging, yes.
A dodgy move.
Yes, a dodgy move. What was I gonna say? Oh, is what I came here for the fighter's ring? Is that kind of the big nice thing in this dungeon, or is there more to find?
Let me double check for you.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
No, there's one other treasure chest.
Okay.
That you have not found in there.
All right, then I will keep looking once I've gone back and healed up at the castle. I think I've got enough. Ooh, well, this skeleton might have something to say about it.
I think you'll be fine.
I think I will too.
Yeah.
Excellent. So here's a question. Does the fighter's ring override the effects of the dragon scale, or do they stack?
Well, you notice your defense didn't change, but if you're unsure, you can always just reuse the dragon scale and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Unless, of course, they're both bugged and neither does anything. Okay, I'm already wearing it, so I can wear them at the same time. I can accessorize properly with a ring and a scale.
I've never understood, how are you supposed to be wearing the scale, right? Like, what exactly does it do?
It's a tail flap.
Oh, see, I was thinking
you just
more
stick
like
it onto your butt.
I was thinking more like a bulletproof police badge or something that I just wear right on my chest.
It deflects lightning at enemies.
Yep, very useful. All right, I'm getting real low here, but I think okay. Oh yeah,
I think
14
you're out of
damage.
the danger. Yeah.
You flew out of the danger zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flew out of the danger zone. You know,
Safety.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's just kind of that moments where you're like, oh, okay, relax.
Well, and even once you're back into like quote unquote safe territory of like, yeah, there's only slimes here. There are only slimes here, right?
Yeah, I sure hope. Oh, I'm useless magic refill.
Oh, now you're just getting greedy.
Yep.
I do wonder if there's a point where he stops, like if you do have to do it twice at some point.
Where you get so much MP that he can't restore it all.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I've got 562 gold now, so I'm actually well on my way towards the half-plate armor.
Yeah.
I think
or the shield.
Yep, I keep talking to the stairs. I'm a fake old-school RPG player. I keep talking to the stairs. 230 experience points. Okay, so halfway to the next level from when we started.
No, you're really just an point-and-click adventure game player in the wrong genre.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Try all the options.
Yep. I want to push the stairs. I want to pull the stairs. What was it you said? I was like, yeah, I want to take the stairs.
Where are you going to take them?
That's a good question. I'll know when I get there. And then you just see me just running out of the castle with just a block of stairs on my back. You know what?
You're on king. You adore the king.
Yep. See, you know what? The mental image of me just carrying around a set of stairs just made me think of Ultima, where you cast the spell of like ladder up and ladder down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which also, I just think that's kind of, I really love how open-ended the dungeons are. I believe the dungeons are procedurally generated. Like when you enter the dungeon, or maybe when you start the adventure, the dungeons are randomly generated. If I recall correctly. I could be wrong about that, but I know that you can just, if you have enough uses of the particular spell, you can just travel down to the bottom, and if you know where you're going, you can just kind of speed run the dungeons.
I liked Ultima. I played the original several years ago now, and it is old. By modern standards, it's unplayable. Like, really, I could only recommend it if you are a hardcore retro vintage RPG gamer. But it was worthwhile. It was very interesting seeing some of the ideas that would be picked up by later games, like, we were talking about before, where does this all trace back to? And seeing how some things were handled, and how much was done with so few pixels.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that. I tried to play, so I beat that one. I tried to play the second one. I tried to play the third one, and I only got a little bit into them. And I got into the first game because of its simplicity. But then the second and third one had just enough extra stuff going on that it felt like, okay, now it feels like work to play this game. So I opted not to keep going with those. I'm going to try 4 one day, probably get 20 minutes into it and be like, I don't know about this one, and then play 5 and do the same thing until I find another Ultima game that's the right balance for me. Because again, I'm sort of, there was a long period of time where I was trying to get video game cultural education by playing the things that were popular, that were very instrumental in the genre, whatever genre, just big, important games, ones that all of my friends talked about, things that I feel like I should know something about. And I played a bunch of them, and I enjoyed some of them, but some of them I had never played before because they just fundamentally weren't my kind of game. And I've reached a point now where I really do want to, what little time I have to play games with everything else that's going on in my life, I want to make sure that it's a quality experience. It doesn't need to be the best game ever. It just needs to be what I'm looking for. It needs to be satisfying. And I've kind of stopped playing things just because, or at least I've stopped picking things up just because other people have made it popular.
No, I guess it's funny that you talk about Ultima, because I think it was sometime in the last year that Ultima, 1 through 8 or something, was on sale for $10. All of them, basically.
Yeah, I think I got the whole set of classic Ultima games on GOG a while back.
Yeah, and I had the same kind of experience where we were talking about you can talk, you can stairs, you can take, you can search. And that I just remember walking up to a treasure chest and I'm like, oh, right, what button do you press? Because I don't have the manual. And so I'm pressing,
because with Ultima, you're using the entire keyboard. Every letter has a different command attached to it.
And I just loved that I press O and it's like, there's no coffin to open here.
Wow. All right.
Just the concept that O
is your coffin opening button.
Yeah. There's a dedicated coffin opening button.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man.
We don't have a button for opening.
Has one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My car doesn't have one.
All right, let's go down this way. Okay, Warlock.
Here
all
we
right.
go. Yeah.
And that giant dum-dum lollipop
move
that he's got on a stick.
Yep.
Looks like a I don't know.
Nice. Good, excellent move
All right,
there.
that went much better than the last time.
It sure did. Now I can go this way.
Although there's always those battles that you're like, wow, I did really well. That wasn't a challenge at all because you got really lucky. Like, you got to attack first, and then you got a critical hit, and then the monster didn't use its most damaging attack, and then you have this false sense of security, like, I can take these, and then you go on to another one. It's a completely different fight.
Yeah.
One of the D&D campaigns I ran in college, I had that happen to the party. They faced a group of Jedraszczaks. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but, you know, it's like any fantasy monster. I pronounce it how I've always pronounced it. But they're basically gorillas with more arms than usual.
Oh no!
I'm asleep.
Oh no!
Wake up!
Okay,
I'm telling a story. Wake up!
Oh no!
Let's see how this pans out.
Okay, you're fine. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do another heal here. We're getting low on MP now,
Yeah,
though.
probably good to head back out.
Well, yeah. Let's push a little further, just to kind of.
All right, this guy is not a huge worry.
Sorry, you were telling a story, Nathaniel?
Yes. So, anyways, the party was out walking through a path in the woods between towns and got ambushed by a group of big apes with more arms than usual. And the barbarian got a calamitous hit on the first one and managed to one-shot the monster. Which is absurd because relative to their level, like this was one of those like boss encounter level of difficulty. Like maybe they should have tried to run away or be extra clever about it. But the barbarian got in a fantastic hit, just flattened the first one. And they're like, oh, well, these aren't too bad. And didn't go through all of the proper preparations that they would have had this gone any other way. And so the Jedraszczak, the next Jedraszczak in line, went and like rent the barbarian in half. And so the party's like, oh no.
So, do we want to buy the half plate while we're out? I wonder if we could afford it, including the sale price, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, the problem is I don't think I can sell my equipment itself unless I'm exchanging it for a better... Those stairs, man, they just aren't much for conversation.
So you're only 3 gold away from the next best shield.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking, because the shield will sell for... The shield's not going to sell for much, though, because I think the shield was relatively cheap. It'll be something, but it'll also still be a definite improvement in defensive power. I think I'm also getting pretty close to another level up at this point.
Yeah, because if you think about it, once we're done, once we've gotten the last treasure chest in this cave, then where are we going next? And really our options are back into the other cave with the green dragon that smushed us.
Yeah,
or poke around down south, or poke farther into the cave with the green dragon, but don't go where the green dragon was.
Yeah, which I wasn't mapping at the time, so I potentially might need to run into the green dragon at least one more time in order to know where to not go.
Hang on the left side, you'll be fine.
Hang on the left side. Okay, good to know, good to know. That being said, I feel like now I'm getting a little bit more comfortable going up against the enemies in that deeper level of the cave that we're currently in.
Yeah.
I forget if I found any enemies in the swamp cave to the east besides the dragon.
I think you went straight to the dragon.
Yeah.
I just really kicked down the door and got eaten by the boss.
Yeah, absolutely. I went just full speedrunning tactics, except for the fact that I did not... You know what? Before I go and heal up, I'm gonna go buy another... slime! No, it's fine. I'm gonna go buy some more... I'm gonna buy another torch or 2.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll be useful. I realize now that I probably could have gone up to the town to the north and just gotten the new piece of armor. But I feel like I can go ahead and grab this here, because I am going to need to heal up anyway.
Yeah.
I'll buy
another thing is that they talked about the city where you can buy more magic keys, which I don't believe we've located yet.
No.
So there's a lot of locked doors that might have some good loot behind them.
Mm-hmm.
We could also make it a point to go explore and see where that is.
I agree. That is probably... I had actually totally forgotten about that. That should, I think, definitely be our next place to search for once we're through with this cave. Unless, we find another interesting cave to look at before. Or get wiped out by werewolves.
Yeah, I do find it interesting, though, going back and playing Ultima, because, again, coming from, Dragon Warrior basically being my first, RPG and so on, that, it's not so bad going back to, like, NES era games, but that going back before that is like, oh, nope, that's a bit much for me. Because, yeah, like I said, I played, Ys 1 and 2, and, like, I agree the battle system is goofy, but I was able to get through them. I was able to enjoy, like, I was able to get in kind of a groove with, like, okay, if I step slightly to the right, I think it was, then you hit them more than they hit you, there was kind of a pattern to it slightly. And I found them very interesting because, again, as we're sitting here talking about, like, oh yeah, why are we in this dungeon? Well, we're here because it's the only thing that we can survive in. There is kind of an interesting adventure game crossover with the Ys series that I don't feel in most RPGs. Most JRPGs are just kind of like, they kind of railroad you through the story, that it's like, oh, the bridge is out and that's why you're forced to stay in this town. And then once you defeat the boss of this area, well, surprise, wow, they just finished the bridge. What a coincidence.
Nice.
But that, like, in Ys, there was a lot of, like, well, in this dungeon, I picked up, like, a crystal sphere and also, like, a boot and, like, a cape. Does something do something? Does somebody say something different now that I have a cape? And then just trying to find out, like, okay, I guess the cape lets me recover if I stand still, but the sphere, if I talk to this guy, he's like, oh, hey, I was looking for that sphere or whatever. So there's kind of a half
okay, so that gave me 4
aspect.
defensive power.
Oh, you got the shield. Nice.
I did. So I'm hopeful that was not a waste compared to saving up a little bit more for the half plate armor. But I mean,
but I feel like
it's an improvement
once
either way.
Get done here, we should be in a good spot, right? Oh, how much EXP do we need for the next level? Do you remember?
When I talked to the king, he said it was like 110. Now at this point, we're probably quite close.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So no, I feel like we're in a good spot. And that, like, basically once we're able to take the stronger enemies, we'll be able to get the whatever it is, half plate pretty quickly.
Something I just noticed is that due to the artifacting and sort of the interference noise on the screen, my character actually looks like they have higher resolution eyes. Do you see how it looks like their eyes are kind of like L-shaped, like they've got like a shine on their eyes?
Yeah.
I just noticed that, and I thought that was interesting. I think that's purely, like, that's not actually drawn in the art. It's just a result of the composite video causing interference. Yeah. But that's kind of neat how that works out.
Nightmare-inducing them slime teeth.
Yeah. Ugh. I did not realize at the time how awful looking that was.
Yeah.
And, like, again, in motion, I think it does look considerably better, but no, it is still weird. And I've been talking with a few people trying, just out of curiosity, to see if, maybe I should take my NES apart and replace the capacitors in it and other such components. Just maybe that's part of the reason why but maybe my console actually looks worse than it ought to. I haven't really heard anything in particular, but it makes me curious.
Does it actually look like that on a TV? Because I assumed that it was something to do with like, well, it's coming out of then and then going into a converter box and then coming to the computer.
This is how the video signal actually, like this converter box I'm using, it's called a RetroTink. Specifically, the model is the RetroTink 5X. That's a very high quality and it is tuned specifically for old games.
Interesting.
So I have it on good authority that the image appearing on screen is the signal coming out of the console.
Interesting.
And what I'm seeing on my screen looks like what I remember this looking like when I last played it on an NES.
Yeah. And
well, excluding the teeth on the slime.
well, here's the thing. I'm not using this box. The upscaler box I'm using can actually simulate the scanline mask and CRT effects if you want, but that doesn't capture well on video, and it really doesn't stream well. It looks horrendous if you stream the video to other people because the video compression just absolutely ruins it. It only looks good in person live. So as a result, I keep that off. And the mask of the CRT screen and the way that draws its picture does significantly help mask the effects of the video signal being poor, but it does not eliminate it. Like, you can, if you look for it, you can still see that that's just how it looks. So that is all right. Now I've got to make sure. Okay, that's not where I want to go. I need to go down here. Let me check my health. Health is, I could use a little heal here. There we go. Pretty good. I think this is where I was at before.
Yeah. I think this is where you turned around, so.
Yeah. Okay, we can go up, or we can go right. Okay, we can't go right. Aha, chest.
Okay, this looks important because it's got a whole room to itself.
117 gold. Wow.
Wow. Is there anything else in here?
Dang, okay. That is it appears. All right, well, I guess now, considering I mean, maybe that is the big loot of this dungeon and it doesn't respawn, but that certainly seems like a big old reward, and that if that does respawn, that would be pretty amazing.
Well, you could go up a level, grab a torch, right? Or no, it's on this level.
Yeah, it is on this level. It's over to just to the right of here.
Oh yeah.
Yes, chocolate-covered Drakey.
Yep.
The strawberry quick Drakey.
Yep. Delicious. Well, his regular attacks are... Ooh, excellent move. That was done well. All right.
So is there a Drakey Pa?
Drakey Ma. Or is that just what its mouth is called? A Drakey Ma. Oh, wow. Oof. Man. The hurt spell seriously has a wild range.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Ow. Ow.
Dare you risk it? Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's what I find interesting about this game, with as few options really as you have for combat.
What?
That there's a lot of calculated risks of like, well, I could hit for pretty reliably this amount of damage, but I might miss.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could use this spell, which could take him out in one hit, or maybe do 4 damage.
Yeah. I do also find it's interesting, Nathaniel, how much sort of strategizing and math that you do when you play these games. I find that very interesting because not to say that I don't pay any attention to it. Okay, this is the stairs should be here. Yes. I'm gonna go grab some of those other items real quick since they're close by. But I find it interesting how much sort of math and strategizing you do when you... Oh, I can just get another fighter's ring. Maybe I can
Which
sell
at this
that.
point you can definitely sell.
Okay.
Can you sell it?
I hope so. Otherwise, I just have to throw it away because I don't need two of them. But yeah, I find it interesting because from sort of step one, you've been talking about, strategizing for, okay, how many attacks from enemies can I take before I need to go back home, or versus, how many hits am I going to take before I'm able to get back home to the save point, and all of that stuff. And I think that's really interesting strategy, and I would like to think about that kind of stuff more. It's just interesting that it tends to not be stuff that I consider much.
And it's challenging too when you're sitting here talking with two other people and trying to keep conversation moving for the sake of the video, because that's if it's just you in the game and there's nothing else, you can dedicate more of your attention to what all the numbers are. Here, a lot of the time it's just, oh, wow, the screen turned red. I should probably heal, huh?
Yeah.
Because it just naturally falls into that kind of a pattern where things are going fine until they suddenly aren't. And that's also a perfectly fine way to play the game, too. That's why they have the warning signal of, oh, everything's turning red. I'm really, I should do something about my health situation here.
Okay, let's see. So items, I've got that. I'm going to go back to town and sell that ring. And then heal up on the way, because my MP is getting a little bit low. But yeah, that's a good point. And honestly, it is very handy to have you guys here with me. Oh, I one-shot a magician!
Yeah.
It is very nice to have you guys watching, just to mention, oh, hey, you should probably heal right about now, just to catch things that kind of slip through my attention.
Well, I used to do that when I was a kid. When I first played Mega Man, way back, tiny me. When I started actually reaching the bosses, because it took a long time for me to get far enough in the stage to even reach a boss in the first place. I would have my parents sit in, and I would ask them to watch my health bar. And I told them when it gets down to a certain point, tell me to use an E-Tank. And because I was still getting used to the game, and I was so focused on shooting and dodging that I couldn't really pay close attention to my health. I hadn't managed to figure out how to do that yet. So I had someone there right next to me saying, use an E-Tank! And I'm like, okay, great. Now I can do this. Now I can beat this battle. And with practice, with time, I got into the groove of it. And now I can use my own E-Tank without my mom or dad telling me to do so. But it took a while to get there.
Oh my gosh, I apologize for kind of jumping in here, but thy power increases by 8.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
maximum magic by 7, and a new spell.
What, and the new spell?
Oh man.
Is it gonna be hurt more?
Radiant.
Oh,
is that like a
Radiant.
is that like a magic torch?
Yeah.
Even better, actually.
Oh really? Is it better than a torch? Does it give me a range of like 5x5 visibility?
You'll be thrilled. But the drawback is it does take up MP that you could be using to heal. So.
That's true. Yeah. Or heal more eventually.
Or heal more.
That still just cracks me up. Oh my gosh. The magicians are running away. Wow. All right.
A magician draws near, a magician draws far.
Yep. I think they only draw at one distance. It's been difficult for all the episodes I've been editing the description of saying, in this episode you can expect to see such and such, and I feel like in every episode I want to say, oh, we really get a sense for how much more powerful we've become, because I really feel like despite it being in sort of small, bite-sized chunks, nevertheless, every single time I've played, I have started to get a new impression, from something else of, wow, I'm much stronger than I was, a short period of time ago, relatively speaking. And it feels, you were talking about how just really kind of tight this gameplay is and how that's really all it has to fall back on. And I'm really starting to feel that. I was worried when I started out that this game was going to get very tiresome. And okay, no, I don't want to wish to buy anything. Okay, where can I sell? Is
Try
it just the tool
up.
shop? Sell. Okay. Sell the fighter's ring. 15 gold. That's not a lot.
I guess you could sell both of them.
Yeah, that's true. If it's bugged and doesn't do anything, why keep it?
In the off chance that this copy of the game isn't bugged.
Well, we looked at the numbers, and the
I know.
numbers.
I think there might be like one NPC who gives you slightly different dialogue if you have it equipped. I think that's what I saw, but
Fair enough. I can.
like it doesn't hurt anything to have it equipped, but it's also 15 gold that we could have in pocket that we know we could use. So
Yeah, that's true.
up to you, as
Yeah.
my wife likes to say.
Let's see. And I think that I've got a couple more spaces in my inventory. Actually, hang on a sec. I've got 2 torches. I'm doing all right there for equipment, and I'm positive that I'm going to have inventory space limitations rear up at some point, but right now I feel like I'm doing okay. If I feel really strapped for space, I can probably sell it, but sure, why not keep it and get some different dialogue? Maybe I can sell it and then go back and see what the other dialogue is.
So now that we've, well, and yeah, we can always go back and get another one if we really want. But now that we've cleared the cave, that was just for fun. No plot progression
You
cave.
have nothing.
We basically have 3 options, right? We can keep going. Well, we have 4 options. We can keep going south where the werebeast got us, and explore around there a little bit. We can cross the bridge that we chose not to cross around where the were thing got us. We can go back over east into the swamp cave and try and challenge the dragon and see if we're doing any better. Or we can avoid the dragon and see the rest of the cave.
Well, I feel like my thoughts are
Which may be a conduit to somewhere else.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it is. My thought process is thus, and it's the dragon seems like it is intended to tell us that we should stop talking to stairs. Common theme here today. But it seems to me that it's trying to indicate to us that this is a sort of a crossing point, both literally and figuratively, in terms of difficulty. That this is a challenge we need to overcome, and I feel like I want to. Maybe the design is that I'm supposed to, look to find a way around because I'm not supposed to be able to take on this dragon yet. But the fact that I was so thoroughly trounced by it makes me think that maybe I should wait a little bit longer, do some other things around the areas I know that I can access, before going back to try taking it on again. That's what I think.
There is an argument to be made for poking around in the cave at least a little bit to see the first random enemy that is not a dragon.
That's true.
Just to see how strong they are. Because it could be a case, playing Hyperdimension Neptunia. There are regular enemies who are totally acceptable for whatever level I come in at. And then there's the really big enemies that may be radically overpowered by comparison. So it may be one of those situations as well.
That's
You
a good
would just
point.
have to figure it out and
Yeah.
see. Not that you have to, but it's an option.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. But I also think that is a crossroads, as it were, in front of us, that we will take in the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
So we will see you all in the next one.